I'm Tori Trades. Welcome to my channel. This is my sister Peyton.
And I am Peyton Trades.
Not yet, but
Nope.
Peyton trades soon.
Sure shit
She's
not.
trading. Peyton is trading.
Peyton's trading.
Her very first live trade. If you guys have followed along on my journey and you've heard anything about how when I first started learning, my uncle taught my sister and I, this is the one.
Who failed?
She didn't fail. She just didn't see it through, my guy.
Never saw it through.
My boy. She didn't see it through. But she's back at it. So 10 years later, you're trading again.
Are we interviewing?
We're interviewing.
Are we interviewing? Stuff?
Sure. You're just pushing me away is all. We're going to go through and break down Peyton's very first live trade. Is this first live trade ever?
Ever, dude.
Okay, so when we learned how to trade 10 years ago, Peyton and I were sim trading for a year. So you've at least got, like, what, maybe 1 to 2 years worth of sim trading?
I was sim trading.
Well, I guess let everybody know, like, what inspired you to get back into trading.
Just nothing like a good ego stroke. Well, my sister is Tori Trades, and she had turned $20K to almost $1 million.
Wow. We're
That's
getting there.
real.
Dude, that's real. So what we're going to do is break down Peyton's very first live trade. One, first of all, that I'm super excited about. When I saw her in this position, I don't know if she knows, but I was monitoring it. I was watching. I was like, okay, all right.
You saw me go down in my drawdown?
I saw you in your drawdown. But beautiful exit, dude. You did great.
Thanks, girl.
So I'm going to have Peyton break this down for you guys in kind of her own brain. What made you get into this? What made you get out? What was it like kind of being in drawdown in live capital? So I'm going to show you guys first what I can see. And I have mentor mode on TradeZella. So this is how I can mentor Peyton. So I get to go into mentor mode over here. And these are all of the traders that I get to see. Now this is my team specifically. So you guys can see everyone has the beautiful purple background here. So Peyton right here, I can see Peyton's trades. I can see everything here. I can go through and I can add notes. So this is the coolest part about TradeZella, where I can mentor her, or I can monitor or hold her accountable, or make sure that she's entering and exiting according to the strategy, and see when she goes on tilt, or what's a good trade, a bad trade, leave notes. Although obviously I'm going to do it here in person. But when she goes back to Hawaii, I can go through her stats in TradeZella and just break it down fully. But now I'm going to have you break it down for me.
Happy St. Patty's Day. I placed my first trade. I'm sitting at the coffee shop. I said I refuse to look at the price. I have no...
Walk me through it. Why?
Because the emotion is not tied to the direction. It's tied to the money. Right now, I'm confident in my position and trust that with the double confirmation of my trend line and horizontal line, I'm finally in my first trade. Now, here's the deal. I've been paper trading platinum for like 4 months, and I came out paper trading 10 G's. That was fun to look at the money.
That was impressive.
That was fun.
I think you did crude oil too, though, didn't you?
No, dude.
You didn't trade crude oil. You just traded platinum
I
paper
think
trading?
So. And then I was like, oh, Rascal Flats, big no-no. Don't ever practice trading on an instrument you can't afford, doggy. Because then when you go live, you have no idea what that instrument does or how it moves.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just went through a breakup with platinum because she's just too luxury for you and you can't afford her designer bags, and now you're left with M&Q.
M&Q.
So here we are. I said not looking at the price, only listening to alerts. Toodles! Couple things I learned. I'm not paying much attention to all my 1 to 2% capital risk. Honestly, it feels limiting with wiggle room.
Okay.
I'm not crunching numbers.
That's fair. I mean, Uncle Mike didn't teach that to us, so.
I feel like it'll get me too in my head of like, how much do I have? How much do I risk? I'm thinking too much. All I'm worried about is it going up? Is it going down? Is it in consolidation and or going nowhere? Also, market closes for an hour every day at 11 a.m. HST. Who'da thunk? I didn't know that. So here I am. I placed my first trade at like 10:50, and then nothing happens for 30 minutes. I said I set an alarm for 12 p.m. to check again. I'm so excited for either a loss or a win. Just finally happened to be putting this into practice. I did set an alarm, and that alarm actually goes off every single day. It says check your trade because I'm not in the habit of checking my trade. So I have to set an alarm, and it really helps. I accidentally placed my trade in the 4-hour. Rookie decision.
Oh.
However, it still was supported by my 1 hour. I was trading in the 1 hour. And it still looks great in the 1 hour. I bet Uncle Mike would say, you're too late to the party, but better late than never. Then I find out I'm in a contract day. Switch day.
Oh, wow.
Now that does not mean time frame. loverly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what that means.
Well, let's go over it. And I'm going to have my friend ChatGPT explain it to you.
Hi, ChatGPT. Can you please explain contract switch days for dummies?
In the futures market. Explain to me what futures contracts are, why they expire, and what I need to do when they expire and move on to the next one.
For dummies. Super simple terms. Bullet points preferred and emojis.
Dude, ChatGPT is the real OG.
You son of a bitch.
Absolutely. Love it. Bullet points. A futures contract is an agreement to buy or sell something.
Easy, got it.
That's it. It's a piece of paper,
Yep.
electronic piece of paper.
Says, yep, I agreed to buy this.
Okay. You're not actually buying the real thing. You're just trading the price movement of
Correct.
the thing. Futures contract, standardized, traded on exchanges.
CME Group. It's just an exchange where we were able to trade.
Okay. Every contract has an expiration date. Like milk. I love this.
Whoa, this
I
changed
love
it for me.
You can't hold the same contract forever. When it expires, it goes stank in your fridge. Futures were originally made for people who actually needed to deliver or receive stuff, like farmers or oil companies. I'm a fucking farmer, though.
But
Traders like you and me just want the price movement.
not the physical product. We do not want a barrel of oil
Or a gallon
showing
of
up.
expired milk.
Exactly. I look at TradingView every day. When I see
That purple
that
thing.
purple symbol, I'm looking at the date. What day is that? Okay, Thursday, March 27th, I need to be out and over.
Out and over.
Out and over.
When you see that, do you hold on taking any positions or no? You still
Oh, yeah. No, if we are
Close?
No, the cool part is there's like a grace period between the two. So if I'm getting ready to take a position right over here, I can just get into this one. This is the July contract.
How do you specifically choose that one? It'll automatically put you in that one?
Usually, TradingView will automatically put you in the current one. But if we are currently in this one, before we move on to July, it's going to toss you into the wrong one.
Rascal Flats.
Yes. So you just need to know when is the date. When is the contract switch happening? And it was right here. Thursday, March 27th. If I wanted to trade it before this date, maybe a few days before, I would click on this. Now I'm manually putting myself in the right one.
Oh my god!
You won't need to worry too much about it, Pay, because you're trading the 1 hour. So you're not holding, you're
Forever.
probably going to be in and out
I
within
literally
a day.
traded within the day.
Okay, so you're probably
was
not
the
going to
day.
have to worry too much about this. That is unfortunate. It was the day. Okay, so all you need to worry about is the continuous contract. So you were trading NQ?
Yeah.
So MNQ, micro. You're trading the micros. MNQ1 exclamation point. That's all you need to worry about. That will have all the information you need. So that was probably the day you did it.
I
right
did.
there.
Right
Okay.
there. What is
So
it?
now-
What is that day? The 17th? That's St. Patty's Day.
18th.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so we want to know when the next one is. Okay, the next one is going to be
It's every month.
the 16th. And then the next one, the 16th.
So you're
and the next one,
telling me
the 16th.
she's on her period every month.
Period.
And
So you need to
she-
know.
And I
when
need to
she's
know when
switching
she's
up.
ovulating.
Yes. But since you're trading the 1 hour time frame, this isn't as important to you.
I cannot believe that.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
You learned it. All right.
She's a girl.
She's a girl.
All right, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Do stocks do that?
Stocks close every day.
But do they have contract
No.
switch days?
So contracts are for futures. So just like we were reading here in ChatGPT, you should trade it like it was a farmer. Milk has an expiration date. The corn, the agriculture, the soybeans, the stuff has an expiration date. Stocks trade in shares, so those don't expire.
Easy
but
enough.
futures have expiration dates.
Easy enough. You're good at this.
I try. All right, so continue. What do we got?
So, Pepe, this means your lines are about to get effed up. Fix them, cowgirl. So what I did was, because I placed my lines, and I was like, oh, beautiful, great, entry position, refresh. All my lines went wonky.
Yep.
And then I was like, big mistake. I had to refix them. So every time when she's on her period, she's going to try to F your up.
Now that's only if you have, if we go back to TradingView here, if you have the bid adjustment on, that will,
Automatically fix it?
it's going to keep the price more
Fluid.
Yes,
Kinda
thank you.
flow.
Yeah, so there won't be as many gaps, but when you have bid adjustment on, that means every time there's a contract switch, you're going to have to readjust your lines.
Okay,
If
fine.
you have it off,
Gonna look
your
wonky.
lines will look the same,
Okay.
but there will be giant gaps that you'll have to, yeah, exactly. So it's going to make it much harder to
Decide.
Yep. So you keep bid adjustment on, and then just know every month it's going to adjust the price movement and the prices and the contracts to be more fluid, where you're going to have to redo your lines every time. And it's good practice.
This
Go
is
ahead,
so
redraw
good to
them all.
know. It's like a Sunday setup. It's
Yep.
a monthly setup.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Make sure trade is closed by midnight tonight, Cinderella. So I was like, I need to close this position. I'm having fun. I'm out and about. I'm watching it move. I'm not looking at the price. It's going against me because I was late to the party, but I had no emotions tied to it going against me because I wasn't looking at the price at all.
Great. Is there any reason that you have implemented this not looking at the price thing? Go ahead. Tell it
Tori
to him.
trades.
Oh, no, I was thinking Uncle Mike. Don't you remember him saying, I'm not opening my charts unless I'm intending
To close.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did that have something to do with it or no? Do you mean you weren't looking at the dollar amount?
My ego loves the dollar.
Ah, I see.
And it's like, ugh, she's making money. And it'll hype me up for no reason, just to see it fall. And then if it falls, then my ego's going to be all hurt and sad. But take the dollar amount, my ego ain't got nothing to do with the price.
Okay.
Anywho, now I would like to show my chart.
Let's do it. So,
How do I do that?
go to your dashboard. And now we're going to go click on our trade right here.
This is it.
Now, let's try to replicate. Yeah. So put your mouse over here and then scroll up.
Oh.
Now let's replicate this. All right.
Is this the exact day?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay.
There's your entry,
so
there's
easy
your
peasy
exit.
lemon squeeze. How do I change these colors?
I mean,
Please
that's
tell
what
me
we're
you
doing.
can.
Sure, you can.
Oh my
All right,
God.
so-
Love it. Here's where I was. Point A.
Mm-hmm.
Bing, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam. Look at this, folkers. Look.
Focus.
Look at this, folkers. Here we go. So here's where my mind was. Look at this huge gargantuous move.
Mm-hmm. Dude, it went back even farther.
Go left to trade right. Look left to trade right, he says. And here we are.
I mean, you probably moved it and used that last high. That looks
just
about
'cause.
right.
But then I also had,
Mm-hmm. Oh, had a little horizontal.
and I could see this.
Okay. All right, zoom us in, walk us through it.
So let's go to the left. I'm seeing this gargantuous move, right? And I'm like, broski, he's in the mood for moving and a grooving and all these little touch points. Love that. So I love the consolidation because it's like, okay, now you're to a point, you're going to make a decision right here. You're going up or down. I'm in there like swimwear. Boom. He goes up. And I'm like, I'm going to wait because I have a horizontal. That thing might just drop right back down and be a third. Boom. It crossed my horizontal. Oh my God, it's lying to me. But it really crossed it. And I was like, I'm in there.
Okay.
And then I have my 45, my support line, and I'm just cruising. All day I'm cruising. I'm stressing. It's dropping. It's dropping. It crosses my line. And then it jumps back up. Then it crosses down. Then I'm thinking, is this the wiggle room test? Is this person dancing on my toes? Of course he is. I'm over it. I'm getting out of here. That was all day. And
Yeah.
that looks like such a teeny tiny, scrimpy, scrappy.
I know.
But if he would have decided to go up, I would have been in the money, honey.
Yeah.
And now, looking at this today,
What are you thinking here?
I would have lost a lot that next day.
Yes, ma'am, you would have. Imagine holding on to that one.
That would have been, I think, honestly, like $1,000 loss.
Ow.
And I would have been very sad.
Mm-hmm.
But now let's rethink this because I need to trade. I have to trade.
Well, first, before
Okay.
you needing to trade,
Yeah.
I got to say, excellent risk management.
Thanks, girl.
Dude, only a $30 loss.
Not bad, huh?
Amazing.
What's this down here? MFE, MAE.
You got me, I'm going to be honest. Oh, the lowest point the trade went and the highest point the trade went.
Oh, okay,
So this trade was nothing but drawdown.
love that.
Were you in any? Oh, no, you had $56 in
Yeah.
profit at one point. Nice. Okay.
I didn't know that.
That's all right. Well, you know now. But I think you did excellent for this trade, so I can see why you got in. Is there anything you would have done differently? I like that you waited for the double confirmation, but I do see
It's too late.
it was a little late.
That's the thing. Is like if you're late, then you're missing out on a bigger move. So that's your decision. Whereas if I would have just gotten in right here, but still it would have came back across, and I probably would have.
I think you did great, dude. Line placement, great. I like that you didn't look at the price. I like that you had your safety line. And I like that you gave it room. You gave it wiggle room. You weren't out as soon as the price crossed the safety line, as soon as it touched it. You gave it some room. You traded small enough size to where you allowed it to have wiggle room to cross the safety line and to ebb and flow a little bit. So
Yeah.
I think you did awesome, dude.
I'll have to figure out how to add your stuff here.
Oh, yeah. No, this is all you. So you can tag it to, there's a mistakes that's like, I think, is there one that was a little bit late? No, you can add stuff like that. Late to the party. You can add that tag.
Anyhoot, well, how can I say how much I was in drawdown?
Scroll down here. And we're going to go to the running profit and loss. So this is going to show every hour what this trade looked like.
Oh,
so as soon as you got in, it was working.
Oh, cool.
And now trail
Then
your mouse along it all. There we go.
$222. Okay, cool. Well, how fun is this?
Way cool. Okay, so you were getting ready to say, all right, well, now you got to keep trading. So now what?
That's what I want to do. I would like to keep trading.
Okay, so now we can move from TradeZella, which you've done great. Do you want to give your trade a rating?
Sure, this is a 4.
All right, not too shabby. You can go ahead and mark this trade as reviewed. One thing I do want you to add, scroll down to the bottom here. We just want to see how much would you be willing to take a loss on. So you were down 200 and you were still holding. Do you know what amount or what price?
Dude, I didn't even know how much I was down. But now looking at it, I'm comfortable with a 250 loss.
Okay. So if price would have gone down to $400,
I risked $400?
that's just me guessing how much you would have been willing to lose if the price crossed your safety and you said, okay, deal's over. This is too big of a loss for me.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, it's 8.92%. So it's very high. And it's just telling you, like, if you were to take so many trades, people just base it on, like, probability. So if you were to take this same loss 10 times in a row.
I'd be boost game buggy.
Yeah.
But I only got a $30 loss.
Exactly, which is why you did great here. You closed it with a $30 loss. But if this trade was to not work out and immediately hit that $400,
I'd be screwed.
so that's just something to consider. So you're trading, did you just trade one contract?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a
Cozy.
good indication that, one, you were a little bit late to the party. So knowing that if the price was closer to the line, your risk
for
would
sure.
have been actually in profit. So there wouldn't have been a
For sure, dude.
So it would have been a lot lower. So this is just something to consider for the next trade. And this is what a lot of people are like, okay, if you were to just take loss, how many of these would it take?
Only 10 because that's
For
8%,
your-
then 100, I'm out.
Right. So that's why we put that like 1 to 2% rule into place. You want to be able to trade 100 times or 50 times because the odds of you
Yeah.
hitting 50 losers in a row is very slim.
Okay. Wow, how exciting. Now what?
Now what? You show me. Now what are you thinking for the NQ? You're on the,
Telling you.
I think you're on the daily time frame. Oh, also you're on the web version. So she's not a serious trader. She's a part-time trader.
Bro, I just got this laptop here.
That's all right. You're right.
Okay, homies. Here's where we're at. Bing, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam. Whoa.
Yeah,
these
dude,
candlesticks
I know.
Are wonky, doggy.
It made an insane move today.
Let me just look at something here. This monthly looks good. Where's it going? All the way up.
Where are your upward lines?
Upward lines, coffee, tingle. That's what I would do. And then I'd also take this and I'd go, oh, scoop. We're going down, buckaroos. Line is crossed if I was a day trader.
Well, we're on the monthly. If you were a monthly.
I like when I zoom in and I gotta clean up my lines a little bit.
Yeah. And also, I always just hit the refresh button.
Always
over
hit
and
the
over again.
refresh.
Yeah, because it looks.
So.
Yeah, you just want like a standard. Okay, this is the. Yeah, there you go.
All right, so now I'm cleaning up. I'm just cleaning up here.
There we go, cleaning up.
Now I'm
Also,
going-
hey, really quick to make your life easier when you're doing all this adjustment, drag that point B spot to the most recent touch point. So that when you start coming in closer, because you're not going to be able to find that.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
There you go.
Oh, she's brilliant. Who is she? Tori Trade. Now, here's
All right,
what I
the
would
4
do.
hour just looks beautiful to me.
I'm going down, brother. I'm going down.
Now, if we take a short position here, is too far away. Even for your one contract, it's a big move.
That is way too big. Look at that. That's how many ticks. That's 1,000 ticks.
So this is a trade you got to pass up on. So even if it starts melting down and you're just like, should have got in.
Bro, but
It's
I
just
would have
too high
gotten in
risk for
right
you.
here, and then I would have lost again.
That's true.
So, what do you
Well,
do?
no, that one you would have stayed in. It just would have hurt. It would have stung because, look, you would have already had your point A, point B, no?
Oh, yeah, you're right. I would have kept this here and had to wait all the way, and it came right back to it, huh?
And that would have made you so nervous it got right to it and then turned around.
It's going through something. And look, where's my contract day, huh? Oh, what's this?
That's news. So we've got all of the tariff stuff, tariff announcements, the tariff plan.
I want nothing to do with no lightning bolts and contract
Yeah,
days.
go ahead. Just, stand aside. That's my superpower.
Stand
okay?
down. What? Standing down?
Is to just pass up again and again and again.
Okay.
It's,
That's your
It
superpower?
is my superpower, is to pass up on the trades that I don't need.
They don't feel comfortable.
Don't
or
feel comfortable,
confident.
confident, too high risk. If it's not A+, I don't want it.
Okay, so now let's think. I want to get in
Okay.
to a trade
Okay.
just to get my reps up. You know, I'm new to this thing. I want
Okay.
to get my reps in. So maybe I need to tinker around with the 5 minute.
You can tinker with the 5 minute.
Now, micros. I can also trade crude.
Yep.
Correct?
MCL.
'Cause it's
So this is the
many.
continuous contract. This is the micro continuous contract. So no matter what contract changes happen, if you enter this symbol, it's going to pop you into the right one every time. So what I used to have to do, Pay, is
How'd you know that?
I used to have to look this up every time, what the current symbol was. So you see MNQM. H25.
Oh my
MNQ
gosh.
H25. So I had to go to cmegroup.com every time to figure out what was the current trading contract. But now TradingView has this feature where you can just type in the continuous and it's going to toss you in the right one. So you don't even have to worry about
And is that
what
standard
the symbol
for all
is.
things?
All
One
things
exclamation
futures.
point.
Yes.
One exclamation point.
Yeah, that will be the continuous contract.
So
One
now,
exclamation point.
What else can I afford?
You can afford micro gold, gold chain.
Gold chain.
Now you don't want to get too crazy with it because you want to start learning
maybe,
one.
Sure. Maybe I'm on a cruise here then.
I would give you, I'm going to give you copper, but I mean, if you're already trading NQ, it's got a lot of volatility movement. I feel like you like to ride the unbroken horse, you know what I'm saying? So maybe gold and NQ is perfect for
These are
you.
Mustangs?
Yep.
Please tell me my chart looks the same. Oh, disgusting. Why is it doing that? Why is it broken?
That's a gap. So when there was a break today, it rarely happens, but when there is a break, just like you said, when you got into your position and then there was nothing you could do for an hour,
That
when it
much
opened back
of a
up,
move?
yeah, when it opened back up, it gapped, which you remember gaps. Uncle Mike was talking about with stocks. Gap crap. We don't want no part of gap crap. That's why we always closed our positions in the stock market at the end of close every day, because something like that could happen.
Because of the gap. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't trust that gap.
Now, it doesn't happen very often, Pay, in the futures market.
Really?
So you can hold through the break. But since we've got such high impact news going on right now, tariffs and economic news happening right now, things are moving. Things are moving fast. So just something to be aware of. That's why we got that gap.
Well, this is so much fun.
So-
Toy trades.
You passed up on the move.
I'm passing up on NQ.
Let's
period.
go back to NQ, and I just want to walk you through and show you what happened to your lines. They went away.
I don't know. Where are my yines?
Let's make sure we hit save whenever you draw them. I mean, it usually should auto-save, but I'm not sure where they went. Try again.
Here we go. Boom. There. Sorry.
Okay. Here are the possible benefits and consequences
Oh, God.
of trading the high risk versus waiting for a low risk. So if you were to get into a move here, or even here.
Oh, this is good. I'm so excited. I know where you're going. Am I going
Yes.
to calculate my risk?
No, we don't
My
even have
loss.
to do that. No, I want to show you do a path tool to show you like the possibilities of waiting for a lower risk setup. So passing up, the benefits of passing up on a trade like this, because what could happen next.
Okay.
So if you get into a high risk trade here now, you might have to take $1,000 loss just to see if this doesn't work out. Because you can't
Zoinks.
trade any less than 1 micro. That's a good,
One is it.
yes.
Okay.
For your capital size. So you're trading with $5,000. In case you guys don't know, Peyton's trading with a $5,000 account in TradeStation for futures. So we're keeping it in the micros, which is what I did as well. So I traded the micros when I had my $5,000 account, and it was once you start to scale up and grow your account size, then you can move to maybe 2 micros, 3 micros.
Okay.
But right now we're just going to keep it to 1 micro. So you can't reduce your position size when you're presented with a high risk trade. You could draw a steeper line, but we're working with one literal
what?
candle, so we
No,
can't
thanks.
do that.
Yeah.
So we have to just pass up on this one.
You're in the 4 hour.
Oh, okay. Well, even in the 4 hour. Let's look at the 1 hour, see if there's maybe a steeper line we can draw.
Nope.
Okay, no. Still can't. But what can happen, and there is many times where this does happen, it makes this crazy move. This creates so much FOMO in the market. People jump in on this one. But if you can be the one that's patient and passes up on these crazy trades, the market will give you moves that are low risk. So everyone that jumped in, watch price come all the way up. And then what if we break here?
Love that. Low risk.
Then you're entering here, and then it's only the difference between when you got in this movement to take a loss versus you waiting for price to come all the way up here. And this huge move created so much FOMO. Everyone got in. All the traders that decided to take short positions here, it had to completely retrace. And there may be even traders that don't use the safety line, so they
don't
panic
even know.
and they close. Yeah. So they're taking this loss where you just sat back and you said, nope, not taking that one. I'm waiting. And even this move right here doesn't give you anxiety. That would also create FOMO. People would be probably going long here because it would have been an equally as aggressive move in the opposite direction. Whereas you're okay either one of these.
Yeah.
You're just sitting back, you're chilling.
crazy.
This is the one that you take. So it's being pickier about your trades, waiting for the low risk setups, not acting on the FOMO, not acting on these big aggressive moves, passing up on the high risk and just waiting for a low risk setup. So then if price comes down, you only have to risk this much. Your one contract, great. It's your $200 to $400 loss. We want to aim for the 200 instead of the 400 because we want to keep that percentage
How
small.
many ticks is that? I don't want to know that.
No?
I don't want to know that. Nope.
Okay.
Because then I'll do in the math.
Yep. And then
Then I'm, doing the math. I don't want to know that. All right.
So
I
now
like it.
we're sitting back. We're sitting pretty. We're going to wait for a low risk setup.
Period.
We got some high volatility. The hardest part though, Pay, is if the price doesn't do something like that and continues to melt, it hurts.
Because you're like,
Yeah. But if you can get comfortable sitting in that, and you'll still be presented with a lower risk setup, even if that thing melts down.
Dude, tell me about it. Look, this was my 17. This was day 17. In, out. Then it goes against me. Then it goes.
Well, I'm excited for your next trade.
Thanks, girl. Thanks so much for having me, Tori Trades. It's been an honor, truly.
Truly. Well, I think we should keep everyone updated on this journey of yours. And the next time you make a trade, even if you're in Hawaii, we'll do a little Zoom sesh.
Okay.
Go over it, break it down, and welcome everyone. Peyton Trades. Follow along her journey. She's doing it.
We're doing it.
She's doing it the same way I did. You got a $5,000 account in TradeStation. You're trading live, trading futures.
Yeah.
You're in the 1 hour time frame. Let's see how it goes.
I'm so excited. Cheers.
Cheers. All right. Well, if you're interested in following along on Peyton's journey, I mean, are you going to make a YouTube channel or are you?
No way, Jose. This is only going to be on Tori. We'll make a playlist.
Ah, yes.
Tori Trades' tiny subject. Peyton Trades.
Yeah. Tiny
Profit
subject.
pay. Profit pay.
Profit pay. She does have a YouTube channel of her own if you're interested in following along. It is Peyton Sullivan Music. We have the musician here herself dabbling in trading.
I am. What a dream.
What a dream.
The goal is to do what I love and make money wherever. And this
Fund
is it.
the dream.
Fund the dream.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for following along, and we will update you guys on the next trade when she places it.
100%. Also, I am in the community as well. I will.
She's in there.
I'm in there like
swimwear.
Mm-hmm. The Discord community, I'm there.
So she would be one of your peers. But now she knows a lot more about the strategy and the system. You've done this for such a long time. You've heard this terminology for 10 years now.
I just never did it.
Now we're putting it into play.
We're actually doing it.
I'm excited.
This is going to be fun.
All right, well, that's all, folks.
That's all, folks. Like, subscribe, share, and
Share your journey. How far along are you? Are you just now live trading? Have you been doing this forever? Are you a similar story as to Peyton, where you've been in the know for 10 years
and
are
you've done
finally-
nothing about it? Doggy, let's go. Giddy up. Giddy up.
Dude, maybe that was the discipline you needed to just freaking take off. Thanks for hanging out with your trendline trading tricks. We'll see you another time.